Hello, everybody. Welcome to the kickoff of the Green Gaming Fest, benefiting a great cause for the environment today. And I am super excited to be kicking off this event with some Ori. I'll be playing the Randomizer on the brand new 4.0 version that just came out, I believe, about a couple of weeks ago. And joining me to help talk about this amazing new version is developer of the Randomizer, Aiko, as well as kind of helper developer as well as runner of it itself, Zem. How are you both doing today?
I'm doing great, Clean. Thank you for asking, and thank you for inviting us to be here. I'm really excited to be a part of this, to show off the new features in this 4.0 game, and I think this is a great thematic choice to kick off a green gaming event, because Ori and the Blind Forest is a game about a leaf spirit saving their little forest.
True. Zem, how about you?
We're doing Ori here. That's already a plus in my book. So yeah, doing great. Thanks, Blaine. And looking forward to what we're doing here in 4.0, because the game and the randomizer especially sure has changed in the last few months, I'd say.
Yeah, a lot of new features. There's every which way to Sunday, I feel like.
Yeah, the 4.0 patch has been in beta for a long time and has had a bunch of different people working on little different bits. We're excited to show off some of the more exciting new features, including random spawn. Clean, do you want to get us started so we can show off that one?
I'll kick us in. 3, 2, 1. And we'll get started here. Thanks to some donors, we are playing World Tour 11 today, and immediately I'm somewhere.
Oh, Valley Start. Oh, the Valley Charge Flame Start. All right, this is great. So one of the things in 4.0 that we added, I think the biggest new feature that people are most excited about, is that you can spawn basically on any teleporter, and some of those, and you get like some random skills. And Clean got one plausibly useful skill, which is Charge Flame, and Warmth Return. So now he's got
I might have to teleport back already, guys.
Yeah, no, the Valley Start with no wall interaction is a real experience. You could have kept going right, and you might end up having to.
Not true. We are using open world today as well, so usually this Valley kill plane is here, and Kuro is very angry with you, but luckily we don't have to do that.
Right. Yeah. So that's another feature. We are already 3 new features in. We got the teleport menu opening area, and that's a warp. So you can find these warps spread around the world if you put them in your randomizer settings, and then you can just warp to them at any time. And in this case, Clean found the Sorrow Mapstone warp, which, the Mapstone itself gave Clean a whole bunch of nothing, but if we want to go left at any point during this run, we can, and we might need to, because logic actually considers these things for where Clean needs to go in the scene.
Yeah, pretty funky start so far. But yeah, we get to pick up some health, so we can technically go this way a bit.
I think I don't actually know what the logic for leaving the Mapstone area looks like, but I do know that crossing this area is in logic.
Right. This area is already whatchamacallit?
Yeah, the lever's already pulled.
So I'll go ahead and open up a zombie probably to get past this.
So a lot of the spunkiness in random spawn is that you need to. Oh, that's going to be exciting. Can you make this with just one? Okay. So what we're seeing here is Clean is abusing or using a trick where you open the ability menu, which lets you level up abilities and keep control of Ori behind that. And when you do that, you can do exciting things like level up abilities and save your game anywhere, including after dying. And if you save after dying, you respawn with a little bit of invulnerability, which is great because that lets you get to new and exciting places. And
more XP.
Yeah, that XP is actually really important. You need that level up to keep going right. And
true. And you can actually get into glades.
Yeah.
Very, very random spawn. Yeah, so that level up refills energy. Charge Flames energy cost is 1 in the base game, half an energy in the randomizer, and unless you are a bit further in and have all those nice skill tree upgrades and can make it completely free. But for now, we need that energy, so those 100 EXP very well placed there. Now we get to watch some lore, or rather Sign float around on the map trying to talk to us, but there is no dialogue in the randomizer, so Sign actually can just float around. You can skip this cutscene, but if you do, you do not get the teleporter, and we saw how much of an issue it was getting here once, so we certainly don't want to do that twice. So yeah, we're watching that cutscene, and now we can get one of the trees, which are surprisingly not very relevant on this this bout of randomizer settings here.
Hey, it's a pickup. Speaking of randomizer settings, Zim, do you want to talk a little bit more about like what our goals are here?
Oh, sure. So we are playing on the World Tour setting, which means there are 11, we can call them areas or biomes or whatever in the game. And every single one of these got a certain pickup called a relic placed in them. And to actually beat the game and get access to the final part of it, he needs to find all 11 relics. So visit each area and dig through it until he finds that one randomly placed pickup. And otherwise, he doesn't get to finish the game. So that's what we call a goal mode, to make the game a bit more lengthy than find bash and beat the game immediately.
Yep. If you're familiar with other randomizers, specifically the Link to the Past randomizer, you can think of this as sort of like a Triforce hunt, but there's a little piece of the Triforce. There's one little piece of the Triforce in each separate area of the game, and we got to find all 11 of them.
So, yeah. Now we're just kind of going through glades as normal. This is what we used to expect. Pre 4.0 random spawn. This is kind of like the same old, but we'll head back down here and get the wall jump tree, and then we'll have to see where we go from here.
One thing that's been interesting is that the way the randomizer used to prevent soft locks was a hotkey warp that just instantly moved you back to spawn, but with the 4.0 patch we've changed that to open a teleporter menu and let you select a teleporter to teleport to, which changes how easily accessible some areas are. For example, Clean cannot make it easily back to the glade spawn area despite having been near there. He's going to have to activate a teleporter and go back to the Grove teleporter that we just found, which will give him a much more circuitous route to that right glades area.
Yeah, luckily we are playing in the open world set, which removes 2 doors in Valley. We've seen one of them already when Clean kinda played around with that one lever that was already opened, removes Kuro from the spawn, and also allows us to just go right here without opening a keystone door, which we would not be able to do, seeing how we have a total of 0 keystones. One of them, or at least one vanilla one, you can see floating up there. You need 2 of those to open the small doors, or 4 to open the big doors. That makes keystone hunting actually kinda important around the mid game. Sometimes it doesn't, but for now we can check more pickups, and we should maybe talk about the shards variation, seeing how we have 2 sunstone shards here. Wanna talk about dungeons and how to access them, Michael?
Yeah, I love talking about dungeons. Dungeons are one of my favorite topics. Okay, so in the base game or in the Blind Forest, there are 3 major dungeons: the Ginso Tree, the Forlorn Runes, and Mount Horu. And the thing that you have to do in the game is you're going around and basically restoring the elements in each of these dungeons. And to get into each of these areas, you have to go somewhere and grab a key. So in the randomizer, the key is a randomized item, and in the original, very first version of the randomizer, it was just a random item that could be anywhere, and that made for excellent and incredible gameplay that everyone loved. And because of that, we added a bunch of different game modes to make it easier to find the key, because you need at least one, and almost always at least 2 of the different keystones to or of the dungeon keys to finish the game, and having to just hunt for them out of every single item anywhere is not great gameplay. So we're using the key mode shards, and how shards work is that for each of the dungeon keys, there are 5 different shards spread out throughout the world, and as soon as you find 3 of them, you can access the relevant dungeon. So Clean has 2 of the 5 sunstone shards, and as soon as he finds another one, he'll be able to assemble the sunstone, and that will let him into Mount Horu.
Where do you think we should go next? You think maybe it's a sorrow play? That's what it feels like.
What's the
I'm
map say?
feeling the Sorrow play here. Yeah, maybe the ability cell in the main room.
It's not saying anything, but I think it actually is gettable.
Yeah. I think Sorrow makes sense. And yeah, we do have people in chat noting that Clean did find a bunch of EXP underwater, and that means because of how the randomizer works, high EXP values are assigned to pickups that or EXP pickups that are placed later. So that is sort of a hint that we can expect that Clean will not find. Oh, sure. Yeah, no, that's
Thank
good.
you.
I like that.
What a start we have here.
It's a bad flag. I think in Logic Warp's the bad flag.
Exactly. But hey, let's run a little bit, spice here and there to our seed. It's a good 4.0 kickoff, right?
Yeah. All right. So now we have wall jump, which means we can interact with walls. That's supposed to be the first skill you get in the game, and a lot of the areas Clean's been traversing assume that you have that, and so he's actually had to leave a lot of pickups behind. And now we're gonna go into the spooky darkness area. Zem, what are your thoughts of the spooky darkness area?
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love 3-minute autoscroller sections in their speed game, right? So Blackroot has this gimmick where you take this orb, which has a light aura around it,
Clean,
which makes...
You should change the difficulty from challenging to relaxed while you're still in this room.
True.
Oh yeah, we can actually...
This is a really neat thing that we added in 4.0. We changed the difficulty settings a bit, and one of the things that is really hard for new players playing the randomizer tends to be that this room in particular, you can be expected to traverse with a very small amount of skills, and landing on those platforms when they're vertically aligned is really obnoxious, and if you fall down there you just die instantly. It's 3 damage spikes and you start with 3 health. And so one of the things that Vuligen did in his work, and Vuligen did a lot of really cool accessibility work for the 4.0 patch, was he went and figured out how to just rotate those platforms to make it so that they are a lot more forgiving and easier to stand on when you have the difficulty set to relaxed. And I think that's a really neat feature, and it's one of a couple different ways in which the relaxed difficulty is makes the randomizer a lot easier to play for people who have only played the base game once and maybe didn't find the movement especially easy and want a more relaxed experience when trying out the randomizer.
Whew. Dodge those.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, Blackroot can be a lot of stress here, especially since all these platform cycles, well, you lose most of your movement by carrying around this orb. It makes you jump really low and move really slowly, and all of it is on cycles. If you fall down anywhere, you go back to the bottom, lose at least 8, and if you're really unlucky, 16 seconds at once. And it gets even worse up here, where you have to do a bunch of them in a row, and most people just leave the orb behind here, which means if you're too slow, that laser will also kill you. But now that we're through all of this, we can finally restore the light, do some fancy movement while cutscenes play, and then get on with our seed, and hopefully maybe find another skill somewhat soon.
Yeah, a bit of a slower. It could be.
So this sequence of things that Clean is doing is actually a really cool little thing that has been perfected by Ori speedrunners and Ori rando runners over the years. And it's hard to explain at like a very low level what's going on, but what's basically happening is there is a series of 3 different cutscenes, and Clean used the save anywhere glitch with the ability menu to skip the first one, or to gain control during the first one, and then after doing that was able to reload the game. And because he had control during the first cutscene, he was able to use the cutscene end trigger from the first cutscene to break the second cutscene, and then do that again for the third one, and just keep movement through all 3 cutscenes in a really neat set of movement that I think is honestly incredibly fancy and fun on a technical level.
That's the thing about this game. There's so many just like things layered on top of each other. You don't realize all the little tiny mechanics that might go into every little trick. That's what makes it like this type of game to run just incredibly like satisfying because the movement's so fluid.
Faster, quick reload there.
And
that's true.
And there's also just so much nuance, and especially now that we have new spawns in random spawn and those in logic warps, we get to play with skill sets in areas that we normally never got to play with. Oh, hey, that's Bash.
Ooh.
That's huge.
There
So
we
speaking
go.
of skills, we just got the strongest skill in the game. We can take an enemy projectile or whatever, throw that in one direction and throw ourselves in the opposite direction. Or we choose to break the game and just throw ourselves in the same direction, because that's a thing you can do. It's a frame perfect trick in the base game, or it's completely free in the randomizer if you wish to do that by just pressing the grenade button after a bash. Hey, wanna show that off on this Frankie maybe?
Yeah, I'll do that right after I get this teleport right here. And ooh, there we go.
Oh, there's our first relic. That's the relic for Blackroot. The relic texts are all fun. I made up a bunch of them, and a bunch of other ones are user submitted, and they're randomly selected. And it doesn't matter which one you get, as long as you get the relic, you're fine. This is Clean showing off double bashing, which is incredibly powerful in terms of the movement it allows. And sometimes.
Oh god, I got stuck.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh no.
All right.
All right. Well, retry.
Yeah.
We're good.
Killing that enemy is pretty bad because he never respawns, and we may end up needing him for an obnoxious lure trick later. So Clean is also going to use him to bypass the need for the stomp skill, because these guys basically use stomp when they do their attack. And with that, Clean has opened up a pathway into another area. You can't save there, which is really rude.
I'll just doing a save right here so I can check this pickup.
Ooh.
And then probably should keep this actually. So
Yeah.
I'll just,
Yeah, there's a thing, or get all the way in the
actually...
corner. You can try getting all the way in the corner and then warping. Try warp.
Oh no, I don't have the Blackroot teleporters.
You have the Blackroot teleporter. You just cannot use teleporters if you're too close to them. We should actually maybe adjust that distance. This is a use case where it makes sense. Yeah, this is. I was actually looking at this code a little while ago, but now you can bash back up, so it's fine.
Yeah. We're good now.
But yeah. I should make a note of that. All right. Anyways, 4.0 we released after a little bit of an endless beta moment, as I'm sure software developers in the chat may be familiar with, and
Platforms,
there
please.
are a few things that we are still working on tweaking.
There
Of
we go.
course, the randomizer's always been a work in progress.
There's always new things to add, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Water Vein Shard. Clean will need access to all 3 dungeons for this game mode, because there's a relic in each one of them. So those shards are going to be relevant.
Luckily, that's the one thing that the seed has been pretty friendly on. A lot of shards.
A lot of shards.
Because it kind of comes down to a moment where it's just like, you have everything, it's just like a wild goose chase, or both in this case, the relics and the shards that we have left.
Ooh, an extra double jump.
Well, if we have it.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and utilize a spider here.
Yeah.
I can just use the spider shot to kind of just, whenever it wants to notice I'm here.
Yeah. So the thing about Bash and certain projectiles is it's actually just like more complicated flying, as Clean is showing off here. Ooh, the Glades teleporter.
Useful.
I mean,
Yeah, we can put that to our other Glades teleporter.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Clean has been showing off bash and projectiles, that's incredibly powerful. In fact, in previous marathons, I've always mentioned how it has been theorized that bash is the only thing you need to beat the game. No, it has actually been proven. Bash is the only thing you need to beat the game. So that's how strong it is. And now we got grenade, and that's a pretty powerful combo. And
Yeah, look at all the stuff I can do now.
Yeah, you can throw grenades and then bash off them, and that basically lets you do a lot. There's
anything, the whole game.
I
Right?
mean, you can't stomp things on your own. You
That's
can't
true.
you can't break vertical walls above you if there's no projectile nearby. You can't go into dungeons, but this is a
I might go there after I get clear this area out. That might be somewhere to go. But yeah, so it's just the combo of, since you can't double bash grenades, but you can pretty much like have a lot of vertical height. You can throw 2 in a row, go up like this, so on and so forth. There's a lot of powerful tech here with these skill sets.
So, do I have a few moments?
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
of course.
So I didn't get to talk a lot before the marathon started. I just kind of wanted to remind everyone why we're here, what we're raising money for. So Green Gaming Fest, our motto is simple. We're speedrunning to save the planet. Each year we're going to pick a charity that's looking to make an impact on our climate crisis. We only have one planet to live on, and we should do what we can to make sure that we can coexist on that planet for a longer amount of time. This marathon, we are raising money for Mother of Corals. We rely on coral reefs a lot. They produce a significant amount of the world's oxygen, and more than 1 billion people rely on reefs for their livelihoods. But coral reefs are in trouble, and now more than ever, we need to return the favor. At Mother of Corals, we provide the tools and training to enable coastal communities to create, maintain, and share artificial coral reef habitats with the public in order to increase their environmental and economic sustainability.
Thank you very much. Yeah, always looking forward to help out such a great cause.
So Clean has running out of pickups in this lower Moon Grotto area. He's still got to find that relic. He's actually only found one relic so far, the Blackroot relic.
Another useful teleporter.
Yeah, could have skipped that cutscene. It would have been fine. It actually wouldn't have been fine.
Would have needed it, most likely.
I mean, if you path differently, it would have worked out. Like if you'd gone to the Glades teleporter before going to the wall jump tree area, then it would have been fine.
Hey, look, a keystone door, but we actually have keystones now. There we go. That's the first one so far. About 19 minutes in. That's a record, I feel like. Yeah.
I've seen
Longest
weird
without-
speeds.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's usually you're opening a keystone door well before that. That's definitely true. One thing you see Clean doing here is
Getting
Yeah,
more
okay.
very useful warps.
that's like yeah, no, not really. I mean,
Let's go
it
to
saves
this
a bit
one.
of time. I mean, I think this is going to be way less useful than you think it is.
I mean, I could get one pickup.
0 pickups. None.
0?
Oh, no,
Indeed.
0.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
here.
Yeah.
What do you... I can get a pickup here.
Can you?
Yeah, to get this... Alright, come on, Spider.
I don't. Is
Does this
7 health
work?
enough to do? I don't know, but I don't think 7 health is enough to do this.
Maybe
I don't think this works. Oh, it does. All right, let's find out.
Like a bash in? We can
Uh,
try.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right. No.
Yeah, we did
You should
it.
have showed us.
And that's why Clean actually won that random tournament.
Yeah. Clean is the victor of the most recent randomizer tournament. We ran one early or summer to fall.
About a year ago.
Yeah, summer to fall 2021. It was an experience. Zem also placed pretty highly. A lot of talented random players in the scene. It was real fun.
We'll just open it for now. Might need it later.
We might need it later.
We hopefully need it later. I mean, we would never want to waste 1.5 minutes on swimming, right?
It does not take 90 seconds to get that pickup.
With the teleport and walk there and
Okay, yeah, but most of
Factor
that's
in
not
all
swimming.
those.
Route if you more aggressively route your valley long swim checks, then you won't have to waste the time.
True.
For definitions of wasted time that are Alright, anyways, Clean is now going to be able to basically get every pickup in this grove area, which is going to be neat because he needs a grove relic.
That's true. We can-
honestly, with this skill set, I'd really like to see mostly dash, but also any of double jump or glide right now, because the best way for us to move around is using bash grenade, as Clean has been doing a lot here to just throw ourselves at a lot higher speed than just walking around the area. And having that and wall jump is kinda enough to clear about the entirety of the right side of the map, as well as most of the left side of the map. But it is not very fast, so getting anything that makes us not bash nade every 2 seconds would be a pretty good find at this point, I feel.
Mhm.
It's fun though, like it's very fun. It's like the bloop 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 bloop. No, I agree that it's more fun with double jump. You can extend your
It's
bash
quite
grenade.
Yeah, the motion range of motions you can do with this.
So
With the-
I do
the
have
multi-chain. Yeah,
I
definitely.
do have a quick donation from Slosh W that just says ooh ooh, and that went towards the Super Monkey Ball pick the character, and Slosh is picking Doctor. So if any of you out there wants to force Slosh to play a different character other than Doctor, go start donating. You got $25 to catch up with on that bid war.
Very nice. See, look all the chain bashes I can do now in this spider sack area. Spider lake. Ooh, there we go. More
That's
skills.
actually really important. Stomp is one of the skills up there with Grenade that uniquely locks the most pickups, and it's really important to find Stomp and Grenade in World Tour, and especially World Tour 11, because Horu, Mount Horu, like, what is it, 30? A decent chunk of the pickups are Stomp locked, and because of that, it is decently likely that any given World Tour 11 seed will require you to have Stomp to complete the game. And oh
Speaking
hey,
of.
there's our second relic, the unhatched spider egg.
And also with open world, there's no Kuro cutscene that we usually have to sit through or skip with an ability cell. But now that's not the case. Well,
If I remember correctly, I think it was Muffin and Tuka who did the math on it and came to the conclusion that Stomp is required in about 70% of World Tour 11 seats.
Huh.
So just finding that randomly in the world is a lot nicer than going on a wild goose chase at the end of the seat.
that's for sure.
70%, huh? That's higher than I would have expected. I wonder what other zones push that up.
What I'll do here is start making my way up to the purple tree. Purple tree has some pretty nice abilities, like it has health regen, ultra, spirit magnet to basically have every single XP zone right to me, as well as like give extra XP as well. Especially the one right at the end, which is sense. And with a seed like this, where there's still a lot of skills to be found and dungeon shards, it'd be good to find sense because it turns into a kind of a hot and cold system, where the closer I am to an important pickup, I'll start to change colors. Oh, there you go. Another one.
Sense won't is not super useful for finding relics because it doesn't work on those. But oh hey,
True.
Climb is a nice find and a water vein shard, but it does work on all the other important stuff.
We have 2 out of 3 skills for grenade jumps. That's something to look forward to. And there you go.
Oh hey, you could head over to the Ginso tree right now if you want. Okay, we're getting more info from Covert Muffin in the chat, telling us that Grenade is required in 52% of seeds, which makes a lot of sense because about half of Blackroot is grenade locked, and Stomp is 33.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
okay.
a lot of sense. I think the 70% I remember was for either of the two skills then, like 68 or so for either of the two. But thank you, Muffin, for
entire experience.
giving us the good stats here.
3.
That's 3 times as much as 1 experience.
So even though I can't really gain access yet to like all the underwater pickups, there's still a good bit of density. So I think I might go ahead and see what I can get in Swamp right now while I'm here.
I mean, it's nice to find out for sure whether or not you need clean water, especially at this point, because you might also want to, or Clean might also end up deciding that he wants to make an ultra defense play for the very deep swimming.
Very true, very true.
Also, that dash plant warp will be nice for revisiting.
Yeah, we did not get the dash plant on the first trip.
Didn't have grenade and didn't bother getting the charge flame burn.
Charge flame burn. That's one of my favorites. I might as well just head on that. So good. Like the grotto corridor teeth, and you can get to that one plant. Oh, wow.
oh yeah, because I think that's a side effect of the changes D numbers made to that make it so that the map doesn't open up. You don't get the invulnerability either. Oh, that's beautiful.
That's actually very funny.
I think what you want to do there is spam bash, because
yeah, at the right moment.
Yeah.
Utilizing some lovely fish strats here. Take the fish on an adventure. Why not?
Yeah. Fish and Ori, they like going places, and who are we to not oblige them in that? I say. Ooh, nice health refill. I guess the tree also is going to be a health refill.
Very true.
All right. You gonna go for the double bash chain?
Yeah, I think we'll try it.
All right. This is a bit of a more difficult trick that Clean's going to go for here because when there are some projectiles that when you bash them maintain their they don't fly in a straight line, and this projectile that Clean's working with always sort of falls in like a arc to make moving it around difficult. But he made that look easy. Gets it first try, no problem, and finds
Some
Way
experience.
too much XP. Alright,
I
so
mean-
neither charge jump nor clean water. Logically early-ish, I guess. We had over 200, 280 even on the second.
Yeah,
However,
well,
we did get the relic here. That's really good. You might have seen that this water looks very clean and still hurts Ori while Ori swims through it. That's because, well, you're not supposed to come here in the base game without cleaning the water at the top of the Ginso tree, so they kind of never made a texture for a dirty version of this inner swamp area. That doesn't mean that water stops hurting you unless you actually do find clean water, though. So there are a few very long swims in this game. One is the entire bottom there of swamp, where you swim for... I don't know how long it is exactly, but it's sure more than 10 health. And yeah, getting the relic outside of those deep pools helps a lot in these virtual seeds.
And anyways, Clean. Earlier we remarked that Clean found the 3 water vein shards, and that means he can head into Ginto Tree, which is the first dungeon in the vanilla game, and it will also be the first dungeon that Clean explores here. It's a very linear area, and that line goes straight up. The Ginso tree is the tallest area of the game. This tree is taller than the mountain. It is like almost twice as tall as the mountain. If you look at the world map, the Ginso tree is just
insanely tall.
yeah. I have some concerns about whatever they're feeding this tree, and it's a really neat dungeon. It's where you get bash in the base game, and so we'll see a lot of different puzzles that revolve around projectiles and moving them. And Clean has everything he needs to go all the way through it the first time. Here he's going to fight a boss that would be a lot more obnoxious to fight if he didn't have bash, but every enemy in Ori is almost maximally weak to its own projectiles, so he just throws back that shot that it shoots with bash, and 2 hits it.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's
And
that
hey,
one.
there's yeah.
We'll have to do a little bit of this. There we go. Now we can.
Yeah.
Whoop. Oh. You know what? Who needs that XP?
No
Not
one.
you.
Right. We're not full clearing the dungeon, right? We have the Gamer shell now.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
got the
relic has been low here, which is great because we are also running incredibly low on keystones, and I'm not sure how much we want to dupe on the upper
Yeah.
half of it. So we will find out once Clean decides how far up to go in the tree. But yeah, we have the relic, so technically all we need from here is gun. On the other hand, the area is also pretty dense in places, so maybe search here for another skill. Looks like Clean is going up, so that's what we're doing. Maybe there's a skill up here.
Yeah, that won't be a bad
You know,
idea.
maybe there's shards. We have 0 shards of the Gumon seal, and we will need 3 of them to get in there, or 2 in some circumstance.
Now, luckily, there's not just 3. There's 5, so you get a little bit of leeway. So we might find some extra water vein shards that are just completely useless, but it allows just more density.
In the
Awesome.
best case, we might even need a total of 0 shards. We've seen some of the illogic warps, and there's also a warp into a enclosed area in the Fallen Ruins, which has 2 pickups. And if you get that warp and the relic is there, you get to skip out on the entire dungeon key hunt. I wouldn't bet my run on it, but it is a thing, and looks
There you go.
like
Pretty
there
useful.
was actually a shard in here, so we now have access to Mount Horu, which is the final area in the game's progression. We could go there at any time. I think
Could go
we
there
can
now.
both do it, but it's not the most fun of things to do.
Yeah, definitely not the like best place to be going at this time. Also,
Well, nicer areas like Glades.
yeah. Glades. Glades is a nice place. I do gotta say, with you leaving Ginton Tree where you are, it's definitely entirely possible now that we're just gonna end up learning that every single Gumon Steel Shard is in Upper Ginso.
Mm. You know, it always happens where you least want it, and that's where it is.
Yeah.
We have both Glades and Grotto with we yet to have found the relic for. I feel like those are both the key areas that we should be looking for right now.
Yep.
Also, they're very dense.
Yeah. Upper Grotto especially is, I would say, ripe for the harvest.
Might keep it. We're getting really close to sense, which just in a seed like this is always just not nice to have. Also, yeah, we don't ultra defense. I kind of just route it mentally, like, oh, it's Grotto. We'll come back.
I mean, that's fair. Like Glades first makes sense.
So like, it's like a wall, like a mental wall. And that area specifically is weird because that's like Grove, Glade, Grotto. Everyone's like, what is this? When they ask.
There's we in fact have a map on the OriRando.com website where you can go if you want to try out the randomizer for yourself. By the way, that's OriRando.com. Oh, hey.
There it is. We still have Spirit Caverns. That's very dense. We should definitely check out some Spirit Caverns.
Do love some Spirit Caverns, and there's also like a few verticality pickups below you that you could.
Yeah, we did not. Weren't able to get those originally. Yeah, we'll probably get those as well.
It's for fun. Spirit Caverns with Bash is just so fun, honestly. There's all these projectiles that you're supposed to dodge, but when you have Bash, they are instead fun little tools.
Mm-hmm.
Help us move.
I really wonder where all the keystones in the seed are. It's been pretty low on the keystones, and I guess we needed to get our keystones back that we spent on the lower door, but otherwise it's still we're on 3 keystones right now. We have probably actually this might be enough depending on how nice the seed is to us. So now that I mentioned that, we're gonna need 16 instead. But the rest of the doors are mostly in places you can circumvent by doing some fancy strats. So I guess we actually have enough.
Yeah, one of the tricks that was found for speedrunning the base game and has a lot of application of the randomizer is key duping. We'll explain how it works in detail when it comes up, but under a surprising variety of circumstances, you can just mint yourself infinite keystones if you're willing to.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now we have a lot nicer traversal, I would say. We also have the extra double jump, right? So yeah, that's 3 jumps, and you can keep the bash grenade speed just like that through your double jumps, which means a lot less waiting for 20 frames for your bash to start, and instead
Are you skipping sense pickups?
Oh, true.
Just friendly reminder that you cannot sense relics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But
kind of going the up to down type of.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Reversal. No, you're good. You're good.
Makes a lot of sense.
Pun not intended.
I know that you guys are talking about the new OriRando patch that's out for 4.04, and that's really cool. I know that there was something being worked on for Archipelago as well. Do you guys have any news on that?
So Clean just found the Ginso, the Grotto relic, which is one of my favorite ones because it breaks the sort of convention that relic text have to be all in yellow. It's a fake water vein, and the reason we have that is because the animations when you're traversing this area in any order but the standard one, or if you skip any cutscene, have Gumo just hanging around with extra water veins, and that can happen even after you found the water vein. So of course, see, there we go. There's a
cutscene that was another water vein in the cutscene. Which one is the real one? So at this point in Grotto, we have the relics. So at this point, I don't actually need to collect all these pickups, but I can still sense them, kind of go through, see if I missed anything. Doesn't look like I missed any of those pickups there, so I can just kind of fall down.
With that sense pickup, you may know you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We fixed that. But yeah, with the sense pickup, that bug where Clean sort of got stuck in position, I actually have a little bit of fondness for because I got stuck there 3 times when I was playing the randomizer way back in late 2017, and the third time it happened, I was like, I don't understand why this is happening to me, and that was why I joined the Ori randomizer or the Ori speedrunning Discord, which is great. I made all sorts of neat friends here.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's why I joined the Ori 2 Will of the Wisp beta, because it was a lot of fun people to meet friends with.
All right, so Clean here is going to be showing off that zombie trick again. He's got to save at a very specific time there to wait out in his respawn invulnerability the laser cycle, and doing that you can circumvent the intended thing that you're supposed to do here, which is use dash to get through all in one cycle, but we don't have dash, we don't want to look for dash, and there's in fact some tricky movement you can do with double jump if you really want, but it's much easier to just do the save and respawn through, and so that's what Clean does.
Didn't get out on just one, because if you're close enough, you can actually just use one ability point, but I had a lot of ability points, so I wasn't too focused on having to get it on just the first attempt there. Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right, now I'm really hoping for the keys there.
Mm-hmm. And now we have quad jump.
4 jumps. 4 is such a nice number of jumps.
4 is a very good number.
So maybe we should actually talk about a bit of that. The extra double jump, well, it says extra in the name, it's not in the base game. The randomizer actually has a few bonus pickups that do not exist in the base game. That's the warps you've seen, that's the extra double jump, which just upgrades your double jump by 1 more jump. And then there are some other pickups like health and energy regeneration to make traversal a bit less annoying once you have them, and then spirit light efficiency, which just doubles the XP you get. And they can also be a lot crazier once you play around with the extra bonus pickup like that. So if you wanna see some crazy Ori, did anybody mention OriRando.com yet?
We have, in fact, mentioned OriRando.com. Yeah, there's a lot of hinged and normal things going on in extra bonus pickups. Gravity swap, very good, balanced bonus skill, that kind of stuff. All right, Clean is looking for. He's only got the left side relics left. When talking about the map, and in Rando specifically, we often like to divide the map into left and right side, where the barrier is the barrier between Valley and Grove. So he's got the 5 areas to the left of Grove. Well, the 4 areas to the left of Grove and Mount Hori. Mount Hori is like honorary. Honorary left side.
For sure. I also senses something here. My color's been changing a bit. See what might be down here. I still have some. Oh, true. Let's also check if there's anything on a mapstone. Oh, luckily there's nothing on a mapstone. Doesn't seem to be, at least.
Tragic. All right, what do we got? What do we got?
Nice.
Oh, I'm a genius.
Oh man. Rando got a rando. Oh, you wanted a shard? Oh, okay. Here you go. Hope that satisfied you. More sensing. Oh, lots of sensing down here.
That is the second best skill in the game. Dash was added in the definitive edition as one of the extra skills, along with grenade. And along with grenade, it's very balanced and doesn't trivialize any of the content in the original game at all.
Right.
It's really neat, and there's some really cool things you can do with dash and charge dash specifically, which I expect that Clean is going to show off.
Yeah, a little bit of a.
So this is a rocket jump. So what a rocket jump does is you go whoosh, and specifically what's happening there is there's a attack version of dash, and you can use it in a way that cancels the vertical momentum. the vertical deceleration that's supposed to be applied, and just go flying. It's real neat. It's a lot of fun, and it's really easy to do. Highly recommend if you've played Ori casually and want to try out going absurdly fast for no reason, to just get the game, get in the game, get charge dash, and oh hey, comfy earmuffs.
Not bad.
Can we get send some of those for Crow?
We'll still comfy.
Yeah.
All right, off we go. I believe it's time for some Misty action.
Oh, and this is a beautiful movement section, both in Rando and outside of Rando. And I'm
Oh hey, there's something.
Oh
There's
my
something.
god, I had the sense in the end, so we're actually gonna see most of it. So we've already
Maybe.
talked about how we have charge dash here, which just dashes to an enemy, and then we have the rocket jumps, which just make us fly up. And there's more to charge dash. It costs 1 energy to use, but it doesn't cost energy if you bash at the end or stomp at the end. So once you chain some of that stuff together, you just go flying through the screens. And as you've seen, Clean just picking up that Misty relic doesn't really care. There's so much sensing here. That's one Gumon's shot. I'm sure the other one is at the end of Misty. So
Mhm.
yeah, we can just fly through Misty and maybe find some more Gumon seal shards in the place where they actually belong.
And here we're seeing some of the movement that helped Clean cinch that Ori Rando championship place. Very, very clean, pun definitely intended movement through this area. Every
At
time.
this
It's
point-
intentional every time.
At this point, it's like there's like a contract. It's like if you commentate, you must make joke or else you're fired.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I would hate to be fired. It would be bad.
Okay, come on. All right, I'll
Cute
just do
little
it.
trick here where you bring a frog
There we
and
go.
avoid having to go up and around, because these frog shots can break these walls. There are some like really powerful vanilla sequence breaks you can do with that. Actually, there's a keystone door in Sorrow that is completely pointless because there's just a dude who will break a wall for it for you.
Hmm.
Yeah, the thing that is called how are the two things called? In the bingo version of this game, they are called the Sorrow Questionable Keystone Door and the Sorrow
I'm really proud of that
Questionable
name.
Energy Door, and
I'm proud of both those names.
Naming.
Thank you. I put a lot of work into like naming every thing in a non-ambiguous way, and I think the questionable keystone door really talks, captures the essence of what's going on here. Okay, so Clean doesn't have Climb, which is the skill you're supposed to use to traverse this area, but it doesn't matter because he has Bash and Grenade and 4 jump, so he's just doing a lot of very non-standard, or not non-standard, but not intended by the devs movement through this area.
Also, yeah, don't lie. This section's a
Oh yeah.
little tough, but luckily
4
we got
jumps
a
is
lot.
like budget glide, honestly. Like you can't go up in wind, but like
Exactly.
there aren't a lot of areas where four jumps and bash does not suffice.
More teleporters. The teleporters in the seed have been amazing.
Exquisite. Yeah, no.
Some of the best
Always getting
teleporting.
them right when we need them.
Me too, thanks.
A little bit of a rocket jump up the meatball. Not bad. I think it was the grenade pickup that I was sensing. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't the
Directly on
Guman
the-
field itself because it went. Yeah, I think you can probably leave after this.
That's actually kind of nice.
Oh, that's a huge find, actually. That's like a better version of a Guman Seal Shard.
Yeah. So normally in clues mode, if you find the forlorn teleport, it's just open. But for shards, gotta make sure we have like a 2 shard requirement threshold to actually gain access to it. I guess the frog did not die, unfortunately. So now we're in Sorrow. We didn't really enter it. We just kind of teleported into it on not means we're used to. But so now we just have. I guess I didn't check. Yeah, I didn't check those pickups. Those are technically Sorrow, even though they very clearly look like they're in Valley. Just
Yeah, so the way that we delineate what pickups are in what zones in the randomizer is based on what the map is, what text hovers on or what text shows on the bottom of the game map when you are looking when you are centered on that pickup, and it's usually this is like a reasonable thing, or this like gives you reasonable and straightforward options. But there's some places where areas start a lot before you might expect them to, and this is one of them. The bottom of the top of Valley is in fact halfway through that room.
Very nice bird manipulations there. Kind of a sorrow bash. It's one of the hardest tricks in the actual main category, all skills. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm utilizing more bash here. A little
That
bit
double
of
bash is real tricky. Honestly, Clean made that look easy, but oh golly. Oh hey,
Thanks.
Star teleporter. No, that's useful. That's like legitimately useful.
It is. Yeah, it actually is useful.
I mean, I complained so much about how we need some stuff to skip keystone doors that now that we have 10 keystones, we get the thing to skip the upper keystone door. I think that's.
I mean, it's not just the upper
Good
keystone door, right? Like it's better move. Ooh, okay, that's a good place for Glide to be. I love that.
Useful.
Love that for all of us.
Only see one skill now, charge jump. Maybe
Oh
we
yeah,
will
no,
get
we
it.
do in fact have all of them. Otherwise, and really, you only need that one shard, the Gumantil shard, and then.
That's kind of the main thing we're looking at for right now.
Ooh, that is.
This trick is so tricky. There we go.
Yeah. Also, you held one obnoxious, or you can hold a bash, and it's frequently in your interest to do so to stop and think. But one of the quirks of the game is that one of the quirks of the game is that respawn and vulnerability, or like you get iframes after taking damage for like a second. That timer doesn't pause when you are bashing. All right, I hope the relic isn't on the AC down there.
No, did I miss
Probably
it?
not. I think so. I might have like spaced out and missed you checking it. It's
Okay.
probably fine. Like, what are the odds? 1 in like 27, or like 20 something pickets.
Oh, I got it just as I died.
Yeah, there.
No.
You can use stomp to break a lot of walls that you can't. That
Well, the other way.
you're supposed to use other things to break, but some of them have really obnoxious hitboxes, and that one in particular is really obnoxious because it's hard to do without taking damage. These spikes deal a lot of damage.
Now I think on the other side it's a lot easier seeing how we can just duck in this little corner and then just spam, jump, and stomp. And at some point we're going to stomp. It's convenient that we got Glide here because there are a few pickups. No, actually, it's really inconvenient that we got Glide because otherwise Clean would be taking a Tumbleweed very soon. But gladly no Tumbleweed for us today here. We can just do Sorrow the way it is intended, just backwards. Once we break that one wall,
Them has very normal and hinged opinions about how one should pass through Sorrow pass.
Right.
Yeah, they're good and not bad, as I like to say. Alright, so Clean is opting to do the extended spider shot remix journey way of breaking this wall, which is pretty good. It's a lot less finicky for sure than getting that through. And now we're here in the room with many names. My favorite is the inverted porcupine intestine. There are spikes everywhere, and you do not want to touch them no matter what, because they will hurt you. And so instead you have to do a lot of gliding. And if you don't have glide, this room is just, it's a bad time. Bad times room.
For sure. There it is.
Hey. That's really nice.
That is very nice.
One,
We're still looking for. I'll go ahead and I'll check a sense check at the top of Star just in case.
just in case. And this is the jewel case.
So I guess after this we'll probably start Horu because that's still got some density here and there.
Yeah, Sentinels are really good in Horu, so.
well, if you, it is incredibly great to find a skill or something in Horu. It is somewhat useful if you're lucky to find a relic, but you know, if we have the other 4 Forlorn shards in Horu, then Sense will help a lot. Otherwise, I think Clean actually has to do all the rooms until the relic shows up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, Sense is great for looking for Oh yeah, no, there are in fact funny times where you can, while you're going through horror, notice that something is sensible and therefore it can't be the relic. And
Ooh.
hey, speaking of sensible, looks like we're finding something in this horror fields area. That's definitely the ability cell, right?
I kind of sometimes hard to tell this area.
Yeah. Oh wow, is it bolt? Okay, well there's that.
Or something.
There's that's all you need really.
True.
It's all good here. Got to be careful about bashing off that thing because otherwise,
Cutscene.
yeah. So you get that cutscene, and if you happen to be too far left, when that cutscene triggers, the game will just soft lock. We should see if we can fix that. Actually, that might be a nice soft lock.
That would break the bingo card. Finish the game by.
It was not a ability cell.
Is that? Did you?
I just wanted to check to see if it also was the ability cell.
Yeah.
Which it was not. So now we're good. So now we have pretty much everything.
Trolling me, and now
It is on one version of the bingo. Anyway, Mount Horu is a great dungeon. You might notice if you played the base game, there's a lot of lava missing in here. That's because we decided the dungeon is a lot more interesting if you actually get to choose where you go first. And there are a few pickups at the entry area here. We have 4 pickups outside of the rooms, and then we have a few rooms that have 1 pickup and a few more rooms that have up to 4 pickups in them. And every single room completion has a small cutscene where you see non-existent lava lowering down. The relic can be in any of these places, so you know, we kind of number the rooms from top to bottom, 1 to 4, and then say left or right. So get your guess in now. I'm saying it's at the top of the right column and R1.
L3 or bust, baby. Never not L3.
True.
L3 is like the worst room for it to be in. I think like an efficient horror clear will almost always check L3 last. So you gotta vote for it, right? We want more content.
Exactly. Do a little bit of a. This is one way to get up there. There we go. All right. Something's actually in L4, which is actually not. See what we can find in here.
Yeah. We also got some votes in the chat for R3. Oh, there it is.
Right in
Oh, I just
L4.
went to top of L4, that's the most convenient place for it to be. Oh my god, seat is really nice to us.
Yeah, seed nice this right at the end because we could have been on a how long? A trek of the ages.
I think the horror clear is about 10 minutes, so
Maybe a bit less with these skills.
And
Oh, hey, you have
a third Kumon Steel Shard for extra measure.
Yeah.
All right, coming in the final stretch here. Just have 1 dungeon, 1 relic. Don't have charge jump, unfortunately.
Do not have charge.
Oh wait, is it right
We
here?
have that. Don't think so. Oh,
Oh.
charge jump might be right there. Amazing, incredible.
We got it. We gotta
it
keep it.
can't be a clean run without clean water after all, so we're going to need to get that back.
Yeah.
But afterwards we can go through Forlorn in very intended ways that do not involve just using Bash Grenade to break the entire dungeon at all.
Love to do things in the intended way.
Mm-hmm. Oh god.
Makes me feel like a law-abiding citizen. Which also something.
That's good. That's good. We appreciate those. All right. I think the seed definitely had a slow start. Definitely kicked up once the bash grenade and then double jump was all kind of found, and then dash especially. Anything's a lot nicer.
Love to see that fall vertically on the EX or fall right onto that EXP as like popularized strat. It's fun. It like lets you do a couple really efficient things, clearing Forlorn and
Oh, I made a save. Whoops.
oh.
Forgot.
You forgot. Clean. I
No.
was just talking about how cool the strat was.
All right.
You
It's
can
all right. We
see the
skipped.
cutscene with it. Oh, you see.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Well, the swag, reign supreme. Sadly, it looks like you're gonna have to go to right Forlorn.
That's fun. That's fun. Right, Forlorn's fun, right, guys? Maybe a little Forlorn escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Forlorn Escape is actually
do
less
it.
obnoxious of a pickup to grab than the
See, now this one's a little bit more of a betting game. Forlorn escape or unblocked, you know?
I'm gonna say it's the plant. Plant.
I'll go help sell then.
Ow. I went too early.
Those are lasers. If you hit them, they kill you. Thank you for showing that off, Clint.
No problem. Always here to showcase the most important things. So, sadly, we didn't get the warp to just the right Forlorn, you know? That's just like that's one of the most iconic ones. Because then you're just there and you're like, okay, what? Alright. Ooh, that was close. And there it is. It's the fruit fritter.
That was the plant, right?
Yes.
I win again. Yeah.
There you go.
I just say this is rigged. Aiko actually wrote the randomizer, so
I didn't do the seed gen. I didn't do anything for seed gen.
No. It's totally rigged, and none of this counts. I think we can all agree on that. So anyway, it's door walk time, which means
We already opened
doing a
the.
load-dependent first framer, where you have to press up on the first possible moment after loading in. It's not quite a first framer in some circumstances. Sometimes it is. Anyway, clean us through. That skips a surprisingly little amount in the randomizer since we just need to kill the miniboss there, but we are there at the final escape, and all that's left to do is to actually escape the angry bird to win and finish this run.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much have everything as a normal final escape. No charge jumps and no grenade jump shenanigans at the end here, so we'll just have to eat the final cutscene, that is kind of like one of the most important grenade jumps of the whole game because it skips about 40 seconds. But no problemo. We have a lot of other fun things we can use charge flame and all these double jumps. That is for sure.
So many double jumps. There's a little gliding at the end. I'm going to take a bat here. Kuro will not get you down here. And then this neat little trick at the end, we call this fish strats. You take a fish and then you rocket jump off the fish and whoosh, and you're through. And now Clean just has to hold right and he will be done. There'll be a couple different or multiple sections where he holds right, and we'll get ready to call time. Once this, not Ori, but Clean will actually regain control of a second character that you play for the prologue, but we skip the prologue, which is important because it saves times and also your heart. For those of you who've played Ori casually, you know what I mean.
Yes.
Of course. It's just a bunch of walking. Yeah, this is a pretty fun seat. That start though, what a great one.
Good hinged and normal place to find wall jump.
Of course. I found every tree as well. I basically did a force shoes anyway, except I didn't get glide. Even though I basically went past it, I just didn't bonk the rocks.
Yeah.
No problem.
I really want to know where that chart jump was. That's the only thing we were missing here.
You have to see.
Pretty much.
Why
Alright.
You have the seed file.
Alright, Clean, you get to call time because
Hop in. All right. And time is up. That is. Thank you. That's honestly a 1 hour, 1 minute. That's actually very standard for a World Tour 11 seed.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just
agreed.
nothing too crazy about it. So it's just kind of very simple. Maybe next time you'll have a charge jump, climb, seed forever, and then you're waiting for something else. This time it was wall jump, charge flame, waiting for bash nade. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the run. That was an awesome randomizer to watch. Aiko, Zemsis, you guys both are awesome people. I love working with you both every time I talk to you. Cleanfel, as usual, welcome back as always, and hope to see you guys for the next one.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We couldn't kick off a a marathon healthy environment like this game where we save a forest. So this works, right?
All right, so we're going to get transitioning here because we're already behind, as marathons always are, and we're going to get moving on to the next one. That's going to be Kina Bridge of Spirits, run by Insert Logic. Be right back. Hello.